Hey, I'm going to give this another go. I did just start a stream a few minutes ago, and although I wasn't expecting anyone to watch, someone was watching and they let me know that they couldn't hear what I was saying. Hopefully, they can hear what I'm saying now. Yeah, they've just said, yeah, okay, thank you very much. So, what I was doing was I was just running through a draft on the app. Um, and I have selected Astral, and as my hero I've selected Skyslayer Vandal. In the previous video I was just mentioning that I prefer kind of abilities that trigger themselves rather than requiring an action. So this was kind of the best of what I've been offered. I had also been offered Duskard Lucera, who has an ability to do 2 damage, which I don't feel is a great ability. And then I had another hero that could do 1 healing, and again, not that great. So I've got this hero that will rotate buffs forward when combos requiring gravity are played. So we've then gone straight onto the first 2 combo cards that I'm picking. And I was just talking a little bit about the family element that is included in the draft. So when I first started drafting, I was a little bit tentative about picking cards that require family cards to be played because you don't know what you're going to get. So picking something that requires Creeble cards, for example, and then you get no more Creeble cards, obviously a waste of time picking that card. But as it turns out, the draft kind of pushes you in that direction anyway, so you can be fairly sure that if it gives you a card, so like say a Creeble card, then you'll probably see some more Creeble cards further on in the draft. Other than that, I try and keep things quite simple in draft, so just go for stuff that does maximum damage or maximum healing. So 2 cards jumping out at me here, Anti-Gravity Field and Planetary Alignment. Both of them require gravity, so they're both going to work with Skyslayer's ability, and they both do a decent amount of damage. There's also a bit of crossover with the elements, so if I have both of them in hand, then I can use them to pay for each other. Pengi's Blessing is obviously one of the new ones from Uprising. It's just a bit random, this one, so I'm sure that it has its uses in certain decks, but for a draft deck, I'm not sure it's as useful. Force Shield, obviously a good card, but it's not going to help me kill the other guy. So it's more of like a stalling tactic. So I'm just going to go for these 2 to start off with. So let's see what we've got. So obviously there's only a certain amount of times you're going to be offered removal in a draft. So I will generally always just pick the removal if it pops up. I did have a draft once where it offered it to me like 4 times, I think. And by the 4th time I was starting to think this is like diminishing returns. Like there's only so much removal I need, but certainly the first time it comes up, I'm going to grab that. I try not to play cross order in draft because you just don't know what you're going to get. And if I pick this weapon, it will start offering me forest cards, which is going to lessen the amount of astral cards that it gives me. And of course, with astral, a lot of the cards depend on other astral elements being on the discard pile. So if I start investing in forest cards, then it's going to lessen the impact of the astral cards. So I'm going to stick away from a weapon. Both of these are useful cards. Obviously, this one's going to help do plenty of damage. This one is good for defense. Obviously, it gives you a bit of card draw. I'm just going to go with this one, I think, for now, because I have had the odd draft where you don't get that much healing out. At least this has got a bit of healing on it. It also has elemental, so you never know, there might be some more elemental stuff that comes out that will work with that. So we'll go with those for now. Okay, so more removal, so we'll grab that one now. Let's have a look. So Treetop Trading Post. So you can see here that this is pushing me towards Chimchu cards. What else we've got? Creeble Potion Master. So this is a bit of a situational card anyway, because you have to time it, when they want to heal. So I'll go with that. So this is a good all-rounder. It's got 4 healing, and it will be reducing damage. And it's a beast, so you never know, there might be more beast stuff comes out. I should probably say as well that I don't claim to be any kind of expert when it comes to drafting. I think I've got about a 75% win rate on it, so I'm okay. But you may disagree with some of the cards that I'm picking, and that's fine. Like I say, I'm no expert. Right, so let's see. Draw cards, and we get defend, 2 healing again, 2 healing, and draw, and can't play combos. Yeah, it's all just kind of middling cards at the moment. I feel like I'm drawing a lot of healing stuff, but we'll just go for these two. So both 2 healing, both get me some extra cards. Hopefully we can start getting some damage cards as well. Okay, no, not too interested in that. Okay, so Anti-Gravity Snail has got some damage on it. It's also a beast, so if I do get stuff out that works with beast cards, then that'll help towards that. And because I'm slightly lacking on damage cards at the moment, I'm just going to take Skyward Observatory to boost whatever damage cards I get. One thing that I don't pay too much attention to actually is the distribution of elements that I've got, and I probably should do. So I've not really got, first, I've not got any solar cards so far. So here's an opportunity to pick some of those up. So Impatient Scholar is a decent damage card. Let's have a look. Sunbeacon. Again, 4 damage. I don't like that you have to discard a card here. This card was nerfed probably a couple of months ago now, actually, but it used to do more healing than that. So it was like a really, really good card. Obviously, they nerfed it. So I'm not as much of a fan of it now because you're throwing away a card for a 6-point health swing. And I'm not sure that the loss of a card is worth it. So we'll just throw in 2 Impatient Scholars. Okay, another combo. Yeah, so in terms of doing damage, Stellar Fusion is the obvious choice. The only problem, obviously, with combo buffs is that they're just a prime target for removal. The good thing with this is that it can't be removed if your last discarded card is solar. So it's just a case of setting things up so that it can be more useful. But it's good. It would completely pay for planetary alignment, or the other way around. Obviously, planetary alignment mostly pays for it. So it's a good little combo there. So we'll take that. Right, more removal. And then, see, I've not taken any Chim Chu cards yet, so this becomes less useful when we're about halfway through the draft. Let's have a look between these two. So increased damage to my solar by 2 if you last a card. So the problem with a card like this is that obviously when I play a solar card to take advantage of this, it then covers up the lunar card, which is on my discard pile. So whether this is going to be massively useful, I don't know. I think I would rather take this one just for the extra healing without using up an action. Okay, so I've not really been building any kind of Creeble deck, but it's 4 damage and they can't stop it with any damage reducing effect, so it could be useful that. Yeah, this is pretty decent for a little bit of control as well. It's a little bit of damage, not loads. It's whether that's the best one or this one, because this will help me get my cards out more quickly. I think I'm going to go with Spectral Guide. Right, some damage would be really good, but I'm not going to get it. So we'll take another Spectral Guide. And you know what? We'll take a Sunbeacon this time. Just because this, I don't really ever see it as going off because it takes 4 corners to get there. So if my opponent really wants to stop it, then it's very easy to do that. And then this one, I mean, for them to have 8 or more cards in the hand, just in a draft, it's probably not going to happen. It might do, but it's not as useful, I don't think. More removal. So this is the point at which you start to think, I've already got 3 removal cards, so is it worth me taking another one? Depends what else is there, really. I need more damage, so this anti-gravity snail is good, and this sandstalker is good as well because that's got some damage on it. So I think, Dusk Feeder might be useful as well, just as a big heal. I've got quite a few small healing cards. I'm just going to take the damage cards. Okay, let's take a look. So 11 healing, but again, it's on the 4th corner, so if they want to stop it, they probably can do. This, I like, 5 damage. I know it's on the 4th corner, which completely contradicts what I just said. But if they don't get removal during the course of this card being out, then it's a decent hit. I've not really got any Chimchu cards in my deck. In fact, I don't think I've got any. So I'm going to just go with the Unruly Mob. Obviously, it just slows them down a bit. And 2 more combos. So this is some more removal and also a 6 damage hit. So we'll go with that. Immune to damage. 5 damage, heal yourself 3. Again, that's playing off of Chimchu. And then this one, 4 damage. Draw a card. Oh, okay. Deal 1 damage to target. Okay, that's pretty decent, actually, because it's just a constant chip away if they don't remove it. So I've not actually used Vibrant Glare before because it's one of the newer cards, but it'll go nicely with Stellar Fusion. They've both got 2 solar on them. So, yeah, why not? We'll just throw that in. Right. So yeah, another Flaremane Prowler. The other good thing about Flaremane Prowler, of course, is that because of Skyslayer's ability, I have the potential to trigger that more quickly. So yeah, we'll go with that. And I have got some Creeble cards, haven't I? Got those Impatient Scholars, Creebles. And I've got an Umbron Barkeep. No, that's Umbron, sorry. But I've got a Sneaky Creeble. So yeah, why not? Jaded Diplomat might be helpful with those Creebles in there. So yeah, we'll go with those 2. Pretty much a no-brainer because it's just 5 damage straight up. Yeah, and then probably the Shapeshifter because that has the potential to do 5 damage as well. And if not, good chance it'll do 5 healing. Ooh, right, not a great selection here for me, so I guess we'll have a Moonlight Borrower. We're probably not going to get this ability off of it. I have got some unaligned cards, which would trigger it, but 1 damage, draw a card, 3 growth here. And see, again, I've not really taken any Chimchu cards, so this one's not great, so we'll just go with this. 1 damage is never great, but draw a card, heal for 3. If it's gravity, gain an action. I don't know anyway. We'll go with that. I'm not that happy with these 4 cards, to be honest. But right. That's unfortunate that it's given me 2 of those. I'm not a big fan of that card. So I suppose we'll go with the Lookout, just because it'll get some extra cards quickly. Gain 1 additional action as a play. Look at the top card of your deck, you may move it to the bottom. It's just not that good, that. If I've put a card in my deck, then I probably want it. So I'm just going to go with the Battle Priestess, which again I'm not that happy with. But I suppose, you get it around there, you throw out some healing, it'll do a bit of damage. I don't know. Let's see what else we can get. Another Flaremane Prowler. So yeah, we'll grab one of those. Can't be discarded. Depends whether he's got anything that discards. Now, Creeble Jester can be useful in a draft because you can end up with an opponent who has drafted badly, I suppose, and just ends up drawing loads and loads of cards. So it's kind of like a 50-50 thing, that. He is a Creeble as well, so obviously that... I'm sure I picked up a card a minute ago that did something with Creeble, so might be useful. Yeah, and I don't want that because it has the potential to do 5 damage to myself, so we'll just go with the Creeble Jester. Okay, so we can start queuing up now. I should say as well, actually, I am sat at work at the moment and I am expecting a phone call, so If I have to dash off, then I apologise in advance. I don't know if there's a way for me to just pause a stream, so I'll probably end up just ending the stream instead. So yeah, apologise for that. But anyway, regardless, let's get queued up. At this time of the day, I might be waiting a while to get a draft game. To the one person who is watching, if you want to join a draft, then feel free. I'll throw it open to anyone who's watching, but I do tend to add everybody that I play against. And that number's like doubled in the past few weeks as well. So I think the game is kind of picking up a little bit. But out of all of those 146 people, there's only 4 online at the moment. So we'll see if any of those wants to play in a draft. I feel like I've probably played all of them in draft mode recently. Not really much to say whilst I'm sat here waiting, unfortunately. I suppose I can just have a quick dig around, see what else I've got going on. You can actually play in solo mode and possibly... Oh, there we go, we've got a match. You can play in solo mode when you are queuing for a draft, and then you can just quit the game when a game pops up for you. So that's worth knowing. Baller One. Not sure I've played him/her before. And Rozzo, when using attack ability on an item while at 15 or less health, its effect triggers twice. Oh, right, cool. So actually, this is Macmillan1810, who is on the chat, is playing me in draft. So that's cool. You'll have a better idea of what I'm playing than I have what you're playing, but there you go. Okay, so let's just start off with a little bit of healing and another card. And yeah, sure, why not? Let's go with this Impatient Scholar. And we'll just put that back to get the 4 damage out of it. Yeah, it's a decent card, that. I think one of the best ways to deal with Perpetual Cannon is just to not do any damage for a couple of turns, because then it just does 3 and expires. Because I'm just sat here with like 2 combos and some removal, that actually works pretty well. So we'll just draw for now. I don't really want to waste removal just on something that's going to do 3 damage. Having said that, if another buff comes down, then I won't hesitate to get rid of both. So, yeah, we can throw in the Spectral Guide to try and get some cards. And yeah, we'll just draw. I do want to be a little bit careful that I don't draw too many cards because I don't want to get Greeble Jested. Always something to be aware of when you're getting close to 7. Personally, I wouldn't play a Greeble Jester unless I was making them discard at least 2 or 3 cards. So you're probably safe on like 8, maybe 9 cards. Okay, so we've taken a couple of hits, so we might as well heal. This isn't going to turn that back, so that's fine. Oh, it's always the wrong one, isn't it? Okay, fine. So we'll just draw. and then that'll get rid of that perpetual cannon, taking me up to 8 cards. So that's good. So I can play my Sneaky Creeble, and then I can play my Jaded Diplomat to take advantage of having Creeble as my last discarded card. And I will grab, let's just have the Impatient Scholar. So 2 ways to deal with the regen chamber. Obviously you can remove it, or you can make sure that you're just doing plenty of damage. Otherwise, if that thing sits there for long enough, then you've got a bit of a situation on your hands. Okay, what's this? If you deal damage to yourself, increase the damage done to the heroes this turn by 2. So I think it's safe to assume that he's played this because he's planning on doing some damage to himself. So what I'm going to do is get rid of both of those. Like I say, if you don't get rid of this quickly, then it can be a real pain. So yeah, we're going to Shapeshifter, which was totally pointless, and then we'll Pathfinder those 2 away. Okay, good. Right, so yeah, we'll Impatient Scholar just to get that 4 damage. And then draw. We're getting to the point now where Anti-Gravity Field could potentially finish the game for me, so it does 8 damage though, potentially 12, but no, he's just dipped below 12, so now if I play this, it might kill him. And then, if not, then hopefully I can. I don't have the payment for that. But okay, well, anyway, so that's not a major concern at the moment. We might kill him in one go with this. Oh, I can't pay for it. Okay, fair enough. I guess I'm missing a gravity card. So, okay, let's just draw cards. Good, just draw 1 card. Okay. This will allow me to draw a card as well, though. No, I'm not going to be able to play that because I don't have Luna left. Okay, all my cards are Luna, aren't they? Okay, fine. So just draw them. That's a bit of a shame. So what I'll do next turn, I think, is get this out, because then if I do draw the gravity that I need to play this, then that will rotate to its final corner. So yeah, we'll just throw that down. I mean, you may remove it. We'll see. And then see if we can get hold of the gravity card. Yeah, I mean, either of those will do, really. Let's take a black hole, shall we? Yeah, well, it was always a possibility. That's okay, though, because this now is like, even if it doesn't draw me, do 12 damage, then it's still very close to killing him. So we'll throw that in, pay for it with that, and hopefully not gravity. Yeah, there we go. So that'll do the job. So let's try and do a good game. Cool, right, well, that's game number 1 over. So I'm going to end this stream now because I need to go and have some lunch, and I'll probably do some more streaming later, but cheers for watching, and cheers for joining in the chat, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers, bye.